we won't just say alcohol is bad, because even the food we take
has some
has
percentage
a
of alcohol.
hello, good morning, good afternoon, good
Hi.
evening from wherever you're watching me from and watching us from. Speaking with you today is Esther Afion, and you're
Yeah.
highly welcome to Mental Health Edition, July edition. And guess what? Today we are with this beautiful conversation. Like, this conversation is so rich, and you just need to draw closer.
Exactly.
You just need to come nearer. Tell someone to tell someone to tell someone to tell someone,
Subscribe.
because this conversation is for everyone. And please, if you haven't subscribed, please hit on the subscription button, hit on the notification bell, so whenever videos are dropped, you can always be informed. And today I'm not here alone, as you can see. I'm with this beautiful I'm with this beautiful lady, and I'm not going to introduce her for you. She's going to introduce herself. So let's open the floor for her.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Esther.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for all the accolades. My name is Ruth Marcos, and I studied English and Literary Studies in the University of Calabar. I also work as a reporter in Cross River Broadcasting Corporation, and it's an amazing time, and thank you so much for having me.
You're highly welcome. And today's conversation is going to be an interactive one, because I'll not be doing the talking alone. So I and my lady Ruth here is going to be having this conversation and guess what? Today we are talking about the impact of alcoholism in our society.
Quite timely. It's a very timely topic. Yeah.
So what is alcohol? What is alcoholism, you may be wondering. So ma'am, can you tell us what is alcoholism?
Well, I feel that, alcoholism has so much been heard and, in fact, taken for granted. While it is gradually eaten into every aspect of the society, alcoholism in itself is such that alcohol is taken in such a way that it begins to have negative implication, negative effect on our body, on our disposition, on our coordination, and everything else.
Wow. So alcoholism is when the intake of alcohol is now to the addictive stage. So the continuous intake of alcohol into the body is what leads to the word alcoholism. And there are causes of alcoholism, there are effects of alcoholism, and there are possible way out of alcoholism. So if you are a victim, or you just want to know, you want to learn, please, we urge you to come closer, we urge you to come nearer. And please, if you haven't subscribed, if you haven't liked this video, you haven't hit on the notification bell, please,
so that you won't miss out.
Help us do so. Help us do so other person can see this video. So now we have the effects of, we'll talk about the causes of alcoholism first. We have the causes of alcoholism. Now, what are the different causes of alcoholism, you may be wondering? We have the poverty, number one, causes of alcoholism. Poverty mostly lead people to intake of alcoholism. So they're like, let me use this small money I have to just forget
about my problems.
I'll forget about the problem. So poverty is one of the effects of alcoholisms, and we also have other causes, but I'm not going to talk about it alone. So my guest is just going to throw more light, just pick points on causes.
I want to talk about something that is quite consistent among young persons, and that is peer pressure. So you go to school, you go to work, you go to the different circles you belong, and you discover that there are a group of people that are always wanting you to do it the other way. So I feel that it is very, very necessary for you to be able to select your circle. I know a number of persons that have said, oh, I did not want to do it. I don't know if you understand this kind of things.
But my friend
led me to it and all that. So I feel you should be able to analyze your principles, your values, your norms, your conventions, and then look at people that fit into these kinds of conventions that you have. So you are not you're not someone that drinks, and then you find yourself around people that drink, automatically you're going to start drinking. So please do well to select your circle. That's very important.
Wow, that's really an important point. And we also have genetics. So alcoholism can always be traced down to genetics, though not in a high percent of of it. So you
Okay.
can always see this community, this family where great grandfather,
Yeah, stuff like
was
that, I
once
guess.
a drunkard and he was involved in alcoholism, and now the child is following the same step. But that's why we are here. We are here so you can be enlightened and you can get rid of those negative states.
But I have a
also.
question, like this genetic thing, does it really work? I mean,
Yeah.
does it really work? Because I hear people say, this is family pattern. No, I mean, does it really work? I don't understand when someone
Yes.
comes and says, I don't understand.
Yes, so answer that question. I know you're having that same question in your mind. Genetics has a part it plays to an individual. So you are either behaving because there is a trace of someone in the family that behaves like this. So when we say genetics, it's not to a high side because out of 10 you can say 4% of this also affects some genetics. So you can always have an historical stuff that happened in history. These people are all for this, they are good for this, they are bad for this. So genetics also have a part it plays, but that is why we are here to enlighten you, so you will know that even when you have a trace in the family genetic, you should know what to do.
Yes, I feel like we should take responsibility for ourselves. It's not about the historical thing now. Just face your life and then make it better. I mean,
sure. So I think this will lead us to the effects. We've talked about the causes now. It will lead us to the effect of alcoholism to the body. Do you just take alcohol because
I just want to take all this kind of things?
You just want to take it? It has a negative effect, highly negative effect on the body, even more than the positive. Yeah, because we won't just say alcohol is bad, because even the food we take
has some percentage
of alcohol. Some percentage, good percentage of alcohol to the body. The mixing, alcohol is actually a preservative. So you have your cookies, you have your cakes, they are
preserved with.
They use alcohol to preserve it. So alcohol affects your stability as an individual. Whether male, whether female, alcohol affects the brain.
Yeah, sure.
It's a stimulant. It affects the brain and it begins to make you can't be coordinated, you don't know what to do again, and it's so bad. So we are not talking much on this section. So my friend is going to tell us another effect of alcohol to the body.
It affects your mental cognition as well. I mean, there's no how you take alcohol and
still be normal.
I mean, he would just be saying things too, and I don't think he would want to be saying things too, and then you're doing it the right way. So it has a way of affecting the way you think. It has a way of affecting the way you see things. It has a way of affecting your disposition. So the normal way you're supposed to be doing things will not be the way you will be doing things because you are not your right self. So I feel it's necessary for you to do things with your right self rather than pick up a pseudo you, alright? So let's take note of that.
So alcohol affects you to the point that you can't even know the right from the wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
It affects your choices. It has this influence on you.
I mean, you could even take wrong decision before you realize. It's already gone.
It can possess you.
It does.
So alcohol has a lot of effect on people. Now, there is this information I got during the research of this topic. I discovered that alcohol affects even the babies in the womb. And that is why it's always advised on newly pregnant women that get rid of alcohol if you know you want to save your baby, if you know you want to deliver this baby, if you know you want to hold your baby. So alcohol, if you go to antenatal, you will discover that the ladies there, they are always given some things not to take. Alcohol is an inclusive thing. Why? Because alcohol has a way to deform the baby in the womb.
Even when the baby comes out.
Yes, even when the baby is deformed, the baby is deformed, the brain is not well developed, this part of the body is not well developed. Not because the baby was supposed to be born like that, but because of the intake of the alcohol in the body of the mother. And that's why we are out here telling you that alcohol is not good. It's not good for your body because it can damage a whole lot. And this is going to drive us to the way out of alcoholism. So my guest is going to tell us what are those possible way out of alcoholism.
That one of the way out is to first realize that this is it. I mean, if you know the consequence of a thing, you would actually want to avoid those things. So realize actually that it is not something good, it is not something plausible, it is not something ideal, it is not something that would lead to the right things, to the right decisions, to the right choices and all that. So it's good that you stay, just like, you know, someone would stay, count the cost of a thing so that you would be able to avert the consequences. So that's what I can contribute to that.
So first identify,
yeah.
then you know what you're going into.
Exactly.
So another possible way out is, already you're in this, you're already addictive to it. I'll advise you go for therapy.
Okay, yeah.
Visit a therapist.
Sure.
Because you need to be accountable. If you should be able to, like, you want to get rid of this, you should be able to be accountable. Yes, you should be able to be accountable to yourself, to someone ahead of you, someone that can hold you responsible on something. So you just need to go for therapy, because there are a whole lot of information your therapist will be able to release to you
that would
help you get rid of this. This society is already in a mess. You don't have to add up the mess again. You just have to help get rid of the problem. And one of the problems is alcoholism in our society. And that is why we are urging you to go out there,
tell someone, like, do not bottle it.
Yes, don't bottle it, because that is when you start feeling depressed of the problem. You start feeling you're so bad. You start feeling you're not good enough. You start feeling you're not qualified. But if you can air it out, you can tell it out to someone, to someone ahead of you, the person will be able to help you, and you don't have to die in silence.
No.
That is why we are out here telling you this. You don't have to die in silence.
You don't have to die in silence at all.
And in the process of not dying in silence is to speak out.
Please,
so you need to go for therapy. So we are going to summarize this section with this. In summary, alcohol is not.
It's not at all. Alcohol is not drugs, please.
It's not good.
It's not medication.
It's not good for your body, and that's why we are out here to tell you that get rid of alcohol, please, and you will have a better society. So please, if you haven't liked this video, you haven't shared, you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Help us do so. So whenever videos are dropped, you can always be informed. My friend has her own YouTube channel, so she's going to tell us her YouTube name, and it's going to be displayed on the screen so we can subscribe to the YouTube channel.
My YouTube channel is Stay Afloat with Ruth Marcos. It cuts across discussing different social concepts, and then also projects motivational voice art. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Stay Afloat. So please, I'm urging you to subscribe to her channel. Let's grow together. And please, if you haven't liked this video, you haven't shared, you haven't commented, what are you waiting for? Please. I'm sorry for the noise you must have been hearing in the background. The background is busy, but I'm just happy that you've stayed tuned. Because please, if you have any question, drop it in the comment section, and we'll be happy to attend to all your questions. Thank you very much. Next time, stay tuned. Bye bye.